E aí pessoal, tudo numa boa? Tá começando mais um Bode Entrevista e hoje a gente vai falar com a Kerstin Weller. Ela é maquiadora de alguns filmes aí que vocês devem já ter ouvido falar aí, como Star Wars, Despertar da Força, Mad Max, Estrada da Fúria, Game of Thrones também. Atualmente ela tá trabalhando em Hobbs Shaw, o derivado aí de Velozes e Furiosos, então ela tem alguma bagagem aí em Hollywood, né? E nessas produções aí não muito conhecidas aí. Mas, obviamente, é uma ironia, né? É só filme de ponta e série de ponta. Enfim, dá uma olhada aí como é que ficou a entrevista. A gente entrevistou em português, as respostas dela vão estar legendadas e tal, para facilitar aí o acesso para vocês. E também o apresentador não fala inglês, né? Enfim.
It depends on the production. Some productions have a very big budget, and it can go into like thousands and thousands. And then some productions, when it's like a new TV series and there's not a big production company behind it, it can be very small budget. So it can vary from very small to very big. So it depends. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. We have to sign at the beginning of every job. We have to sign a lot of legal agreements that we're not allowed to talk about it. We're not allowed to discuss with our families. We're not allowed to talk to any of our friends about what happens in the story. So obviously I will end up on the Iron Throne. But so yeah, we're not allowed to talk about it or tell anyone anything. No, not that I can think of, no. If I do a good job, then hopefully they don't have to do anything in post-production, because you're aiming to film a film and do as little editing in terms of like colors and light as possible. That's why when you film it, we usually have a camera test right at the beginning, so you can see different lights and what happens in the light, how the makeup, like how the colors look in the light. And we adjust each day if an actor goes in front of the camera and we can see something is not looking perfect, we adjust on the day. And then it's only if it's big things like there's something, say, with continuity which doesn't work, which would be our fault, then they would have to change it in post-production. But usually the post-production is more the editing in general, so not to do with makeup.
Okay.
That's hard to say, but usually the hardest is when you work outside with the environment. So if you have a day where it's extremely windy, or it rains, or it's cold. So because the products you use obviously react to the weather outside. So if you use a water spray bottle, the water can freeze if it's cold, or if it's very hot, your makeup will melt. So you have to do preventions so that doesn't happen. And then it's also difficult if you, in the heat, actors start sweating, so you need to cool them down, and the hardest bit is when you're outside, or if the weather changes in very short amount of time within one scene. It's hard for the lighting department as well, because you have to match. So we had one situation a few years ago on Game of Thrones where we were in Iceland, and in one scene it started with like sunshine, and then it started heavily snowing. So the actors had snow all over their hair. So then it stopped snowing. So then we had to add fake snow to keep the continuity correct. But then it started raining. And then all the fake snow started getting really muddy. So we needed to try and get that out. And that was a really stressful day, because you trying to adjust within a very short amount of time. But it's hard for every department. It's not just for us. It's for the camera department, for the lighting department, props, costume, everyone. If the weather changes, it's very difficult. I would have liked to. Moulin Rouge. Yeah, it's because it's very big, beautiful makeup and beautiful hair, and it looks amazing. And another really good film, hair and makeup wise, is what's it called? I forgot the name now. It just won an Oscar 2 years ago. It's a film. I think 2 or 3 years ago, I won an Oscar, and it has the Joker and it has green hair, and yes. That's also an amazing film, yeah. And they won an Oscar for the hair and makeup because they did an amazing job. Yeah, the designer is amazing. He's called Alessandro Bertolassi. He's Italian, very talented, very good. Oh no! From makeup perspective, Suicide Squad was something new, you know, like if you have a character like the Joker, it's very difficult to design a new look because everything has been done for this particular character, so it's very difficult to design something different, but for a character who has been here for a long time. So that is a challenge in itself, I think. So yeah, no, I think it's definitely deserved. Yeah.
Thank you. Não sei muito mais que isso. E pode agradecer em português, né? Muito obrigado pela tua atenção e muito importante ter um depoimento como esse teu no nosso site, no Bode na Sala, e a gente está muito feliz em ter conversado contigo.
Obrigada.